We collected over $1,000 last week, and we have an awesome plan to ensure we're collecting at least $700 this week. Hey everyone, welcome back to the channel. My name's Isaiah, and in this video, we're going to talk about our plans to make that minimum goal of $700 for the week. Today's video is going to focus on dividends, but if you're new to the channel, this is an income generating account where our goal is to collect at least $700 every single week. We do this through selling cash secured puts, which means we're agreeing to buy a stock for a predetermined price. We do it through selling covered calls, which means we're agreeing to sell a stock for a predetermined price. We do it through credit spreads. And finally, dividends from our high yielders like ULTY, TSYY, and YBIT. So if you watched Friday's video, you'll saw that I sold 2,000 shares of ULTY. Are we out of it? Did we lose all faith? No. The answer is no. I still have 3,000 shares. And I've been in ULTY since the beginning of the year. Started buying heavy at really the bottom for a while in April. It's obviously dropped lower than that. But I made quite a bit of money on payouts from ULTY, and that's why I have still 3,000 shares. It's just gotten to the point where the price depreciation is falling faster than my dividends are paying out. So I only have 3,000 shares at the moment. If we get closer to 4, I might cut it. But again, 3,000 shares I'm okay with. And I used these funds to buy some more stabilizing positions, which I'll talk about in a minute. But ULTY, 3,000 shares. That should get us around $230, $240 for the week. So still a nice little payout, but it's going to be about half of what we have been getting. So we'll see what the yield's been. Monday, I'll make my prediction on what I think the payout will be for ULTY. I'm 1 for 6. I got one right exactly, and I missed the other 6. Last week, I was off by quite a bit. I had predicted around like 8.4 or 8.8 or whatever, and they paid out 7, so I was completely off there, but we'll see if I get closer this week. Now let's talk about TSYY and YBIT. Before I do that, I want to give a shout out to the beautiful Premium Generals. It's a great group of people where I post exclusive content such as educational videos on how to sell cash secured puts, how to sell covered calls, how to do credit spreads, how to do debit spreads, as well as private portfolio updates. Anytime I'm making moves to the portfolio, anytime I'm making changes, the Premium Generals are the first group to know. And on top of that, anytime I make a trade, I make a purchase, an investment, any moves I'm making, I make sure to let the group know right when I'm making those changes, updates, or trades. And it is $10 to join. I have 63 videos posted in there. I post in there roughly 4 to 5 times every single week. So if you're someone that's interested, $10, come check it out. And then obviously the most important part, you get to be in every single video. If you want to see your face and your beautiful name in the video on top of having private videos, educational videos, check us out for $10. We'd love to have you. On top of that, I do have a Fiverr. It's a little bit more in-depth one-on-one education on selling options. I'll put that link in the description below. But guys, just subscribing to the channel, it means the wonders in the world to me as we try to get to 5,000 subscribers. And with that being said, guys, let's jump back into the video. Okay, so TSYY. We own 620 shares. Unfortunately, I didn't buy them till Friday because I sold ULTY and I purchased a couple of funds, and I decided to add some extra cash here into TSYY because I have 4 months of dividend payouts for them or not 4 months, 4 weeks of dividend payouts where I hadn't really invested anything. So I decided it was time to give TSYY some love. It's had quite a bit of a rundown, down to 705, just like everything else. But I have 620 shares. This next week, we're going to get $105. So right away, towards our $700 goal for the week. We already have 105 coming from TSYY, guesstimating around 230 from ULTY, so that's fantastic. So right there between those two, we're off to a $300 and some start. YBIT, we just got to 500 shares, and we have an average cost of $8.65. This is probably our closest one share price to actual stock value. So we're at 500 shares. We got paid. How much did we get paid last week? I think we got paid $27. I'm expecting closer to 40 this week. So $40. Combine that in there with TSYY and ULTY, and that's going to give us around $300. Around 370, maybe $400 if we're lucky. We could get close to $400 on our dividend payouts this week, and we'll talk about options tomorrow. Saturdays, we're focusing on our dividend plans. Sundays, we'll focus on our option plans. But that's the plan for our 3 dividend payers. I also added a little bit more stabilization to the account. I bought 2 cornerstone funds, 700 shares of CLM, 700 shares of CRF. Now, those only pay once a month, and they still pay a decent yield, not like the Yield Max funds, but I will have those for later in the month. And finally, MSTY, that's where I want to go next, but I'm not just going to buy out the shares outright. I am going to sell cash secured puts on the position to continue to reduce my share cost. So here's what I mean. MSTY, $10 put. That means I'm agreeing to buy it for $10 a share. I got paid $88 per contract. I sold 2 contracts, so I'm agreeing to buy 200 shares. So I got paid $170 just to agree, $166 just to agree to buy 200 shares of MSTY. And that lowers my cost average significantly. So I would like to roll this position, which I'll talk a little bit more about tomorrow. But rather than just buy my next dividend payer outright, I'm going to sell puts on it to get my cost average down to about 0. So by the time I own it, it's all house money. And even if it's dropped down significantly, I will have it at a pretty cheap price because of the premiums captured from selling options. So that's my plan for dividends for this upcoming week. I'm hoping it gets us around $350 to $400 for our dividend payouts this week, which would be fantastic. And then the remaining amount comes from selling cash secured puts, some covered calls in there. But remember, guys, my trades are my opinions. They should never be taken as financial advice. So I appreciate you being here, and it's Saturday, so remember, let's go Ohio State. We're going to win another national championship, and I appreciate you guys, and I'll see you in the next one.